everybody, and welcome to qualifying. For the first time since Japan 2003, we are going for qualifying on a Friday, and it's here at the British Grand Prix as we experiment with this new race format which puts the sprint qualifying on Saturday. But as I have to put my sunglasses on, as it is very sunny here in the United Kingdom right now, and as you all know, photosensitive eyes and all that lot, but the sun beating down, sunshine around everything as well. What better place is there to be than the United Kingdom for this weekend's British Grand Prix? After 9 races travelling around the world, we are returning home. Welcome to the home of Formula One, the British Grand Prix, here at Silverstone. It's the 10th round of the 2021 calendar. Next time out of the Hungarian Grand Prix, it will be the halfway stage of the season. Then we go on our traditional summer break before triple header for the Belgium, Dutch and Italian Grand Prix. Then we get the Russian Grand Prix before a week's break before we go over to Turkey. Then Japan, United States, Mexico, Sao Paulo. Then we take another race that is to be confirmed with the cancellation of the Australian Grand Prix. Then we go for Saudi Arabia, and the race concludes for the title in Abu Dhabi on the 12th of December. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton certainly seems to be the battle for 2021. 182 points to 150. Perez, Norris and Bottas currently all fighting over third place. Leclerc, Sainz battling for 6 and 7, the two Ferrari teammates, while Ricciardo holds off Gasly and Vettel. On the second page is Fernando Alonso, followed by Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, then Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi, all staying on that page now for around about 5.5 races. It really is quite impressive. No points still on the board, but oh so close for George Russell. No points for Schumacher or Mazepin or Latifi. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way at 286 points, followed by Mercedes second, McLaren third as well. McLaren in a battle with Ferrari once again, AlphaTauri and Aston Martin in battling for 5th place, Alpine all on their own in 7th, Alfa Romeo 8th, and no points for Williams or Haas. The Constructors' Championship staying the same throughout both of the Austria races. It's time for qualifying for the 2021 British Grand Prix to set the grid for the sprint race. You have no idea how much right now I wish we were sitting in the shade at the moment in the other end of the garden, but wow, we've got a beautiful feature here, best of British I find as well, and I can also walk up and have a look and just show as well that the little thing we've got here, which is currently actually full of little baby spiders. Isn't that always nice to see as well? But absolutely, at the moment it is hot here in the UK. The water has all dried up as well, and that means we're in for a very exciting qualifying. It's 27 degrees here in the UK. It's the same temperature down at Silverstone as well, around about 2.5 hours away from our UK location. But this promises to be a weekend not to forget, a whole new format to get used to as well. We had practice earlier on that showed Max Verstappen was the fastest, 0.7 of a second clear to Lando Norris as well, a further 10th quicker than Lewis Hamilton. It certainly is getting very much Speedy Gonzalez out there at the moment as well, but we're in for a great weekend, hopefully going to be a great race as well. But let's first go back in time, and as we usually do, even though it's Friday, this is the traditional 3-part qualifying, and considering we've got tomorrow's build-up show all packed explaining the new format for you, let's take a look a day early at the commentator challenge between me and Megan. Right now, Megan's on 5 victories, I'm on 4. Can we level it coming into Silverstone? Let's take a look. It's time for the 10th round of the Commentator Challenge as we approach half distance in this season as well. We're back at the British Grand Prix. And what way to celebrate Britain than with British cars? I'm in a McLaren as Lando Norris. Megan is in a Williams as George Russell. And every time George Russell's been used, it has been a victory. I've used in the past 2 and I've won. So it's now 5 victories to Megan, 4 victories to me. Can I equalise, or will Megan get another head here at Silverstone?
I don't know how to feel about it. I kind of hope you'll equalise.
I know, I'm hoping so as well. You ready?
I guess.
And this is also our last game on F1 2020. The next race will have F1 2021. So it's a goodbye to F1 2020 as well. Here at Silverstone, lights out, race on. I've got a good start. Megan's got the inside line down towards turn 1 at Abbey. I'm going to take a wide line and assume Megan will take the tight inside line. Come back around farm. Almost forcing me off the track. All the time, you've got to leave her the space, as Fernando would say. Megan leads, coming through Village into the loop. Handles that okay. A little bit off the track. As you come through, damage is on this time. As we come through Aintree. Yes, you've got to be careful. I think damage is lightly on. I'm going to try and pull the inside down the Wellington Straight. Down into Brooklands. Who's going to win the British Grand Prix? Williams or McLaren? It's 1980s and 1990s all the time. Side by side through Luffield. I'll take the tight inside line. Megan gets a better drive at the exit. She's forcing me in. As she comes through, we're both off big time. Spin round Woodcote. Megan, that is called annoyance as we head down towards Stowe Corner. No, not Stowe,
I'm
Cops.
surprised I was able to catch that at the end. Wow.
That was through Cops Corner. Down now, Maggots. And Beckett's. Megan's way off at Beckett's. I'll take that as we approach Chapel. This is Chapel. Down towards Stowe Corner. Off the track a little bit. Now this is Stowe. Modified back in 1996, of course. It's a lot more deeper than it used to be. A lot more towards the fans. There used to be a hotel, actually, where that grandstand is. It disappeared years ago. Out of... Down towards the Vale chicane. Very heavy on the brakes. The car wants to onset at the back before we come around Club Corner. And at the end of lap 1, as you come through Club, I lead. And there's the bridge. That doesn't actually exist. That bridge does not exist as we come round into turn 1 at Abbey. Farm again. Where are you, Megan?
Close.
Not that far off. Oh, okay. Don't know where you're going. I know where you're going. Corner cut and a half. That's cheating.
That was an accidental corner cut. I don't know what you're talking about.
Slingshot engaged. Ah! It's alright, Megan. We don't need a 100 metre board. we break at 50 anyway. She's in the kitty litter. Oh, so am I. I'm fighting for control. Megan's got the lead. As we ride through Woodcote down towards Cops Corner. I'm going to take it flat. It's easy on a controller. On the steering wheel, you're scared.
Yeah.
Through Maggots and Beckett's. Megan's way off coming through. That's the wrong line to take. That's the Nico Rosberg line. Down Hanger Straight. There's the Porsche Centre. Just alongside. Whoopsies. No, but somebody who actually bought a Porsche from the Porsche Centre. So do you, Megan.
Huh.
Come into the braking zone now once again. Into Vale. And last lap the call. Come on, Megs. I thought you'd be good at Silverstone.
I don't like the long map.
Ah, so you should want to play the short map.
Yeah, also, there's no, control thing for my...
You're really going to hate the new F1 game because it's got adaptive triggers.
Ugh.
Which means when you hit the accelerator, it fights you. Where on earth are you going?
I'm in the wall, so stop.
Where are you?
I don't know!
You've gone off at the loop just before Aintree.
Where are you?
I'm halfway down the Wellington Straight. Look, I can see you now. So
How far away is that?
You're right. I'm right here. So look, there's my...
I thought you were way ahead.
No, I'll stop to make it fair because you got lost. That's the rule. Want to make it fair. What on earth is going on with you?
I don't know!
So much for F1 2020. I have a feeling our intro needs an update. It's been the same since 2019.
Maybe.
Well, the F1 2019 game. That's the way the intro is, but it'll do for now. I'll update it next year. I love Silverstone. It's so flowing. It's such a challenge. The beginning part of the track does muck it up a little bit, but oh, it's so good.
I hate it. I hate driving on this track so much.
Is it because you've lost?
Well, it's not because
it's
hard to drive.
I'm going to do a Michael Schumacher. I'm going to win the race in the pit lane. Oh, hang on a minute.
Please.
Oh my God, this is close again. Oh no! And Michael Schumacher wins! I've won the race in the pit lane. I've always wanted to do that, and I'm so pleased I've just managed to do it. Race win in the pit lane! Lando Norris wins the British Grand Prix.
I kind of want that to happen.
All right, so now look, it's 5-5 going into the next race of the season. So we're level on points and we're level in the race.
I kind of want Lando to win anyway, so...
So it's 5-5 going into the halfway stage of the year and the last race for the summer break in Hungary. Not bad. Not bad. Silverstone's mine. It's a beautiful summer's afternoon here. As I look up above me, not a cloud in the sky. The sun beating down here as well. It's the same at Silverstone. So let's get into the action then. This is the traditional three-part qualifying. This will set the grid for the sprint race tomorrow. Now, the sprint race will determine the main starting grid. But this session, also interesting. They are only, and I mean only, allowed to use the red C3 soft tyre compound. No other tyre is allowed to be used. So the teams are going to be on the softest rubber throughout this next hour, and as well, let's see who's going to get pole for the sprint race. It's time to head up to the commentary box. Ian Birch and Megan Birch are alongside me as well. But first of all, let's take a look around on the brand new, came out today, and believe me, I woke up early to get it, the brand new F1 2021 game, and we're with Aston Martin around Silverstone. Let's take a look around Silverstone then here at Great Britain, a 3.660 mile, 18-turn circuit as well, 2 DRS zones, 18 corners that are the most famous names in the world. This is Bethlehem for Formula One. Let's take a look around it then in the Aston Martin. Down out of the last corner club. Important to get a great exit as you're flat out now, 8th gear, through the right-hander at Abbey. A left-hander again flat out at the farm curve before heavy braking down 3rd gear for turn 3 at Village. The loop, a 2nd gear corner as well, the tightest on the track as well, and certainly the slowest before you flat out again for another little kink left-hander for opening the DRS. That's down at Aintree. This is the Wellington Straight then before we join in the traditional circuit as well. This is the Brooklands, past the BRDC Clubhouse on the right, down 4th gear. Good to get a good positioning as when you come around Luffield as well. It's sort of got multiple lines at the exit through 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear, flat out 8th gear through Woodcut as well as you head down towards what used to be turn 1, now turn 9, Cops Corner. Usually taken flat out, admittedly a bit of a lift there as well to counter the understeer as you head down now towards Maggots and Beckett's. It's a very quick left, right segment. Drivers can only get into right about once a weekend, but it's a fantastic couple of corners. Leads into Chapel as well before opening up the DRS down the hangar straight towards Stowe. Stowe, named Stowe after Stowe School, just behind the grandstand there. Flat out from 8th gear down, 6th gear corner as well. Push the throttle at the exit. Carry on down the hill towards the Vale chicane as well. Down to 3rd gear, hug the inside line. Get a good exit out of the second part of Vale because it leads into the club. Last corner, turn 18. Flat out across the line. That is a lap of Silverstone. Hello everybody and welcome to Silverstone for the 2021 British Grand Prix qualifying session, and this is where it gets just a little bit complicated. So stand by while we tell you this is the qualifying session for the sprint race tomorrow. And here in Silverstone, the circuit is on the county border between Buckinghamshire and Northamptonshire, making radio communication very tricky round here, surprisingly. Along with the Italian Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix and that Italian Grand Prix are the only race on the F1 calendar that's been in every single F1 season ever. All 72 of them. 3.66 miles around this old RAF air base as well. And let me tell you something, in 18 turns they are memorable. And don't forget about the Hamilton Straight that runs towards turn 1. But it was Webber versus Hamilton back in 2011 at Brooklands, where Hamilton almost took Mark Webber out. Webber won this Grand Prix twice. At Copse Corner, turn 1 in those days, now turn 9 on this modern circuit, it was Senna versus Prost in one of, sadly, their final battles on the track together. And down at Beckett's and Chapel in 2016, it was a battle between Verstappen and Rosberg, with Verstappen having an absolutely legendary move. Only one tyre to keep your eye on in this session, and that is because only the P0 Red soft tyre, which is the C3, will be used during this session. There is a maximum of 5 sets available in qualifying. Teams get a free use of them as well. And Megan Birch alongside me in the commentary box. The last time Formula One went qualifying on a Friday was the 2003 Japanese Grand Prix. Pole position went that day to Rubens Barrichello. But for the first time in your lifetime, qualifying on a Friday, how does it feel?
Very unusual. The fact that I'm not used to this. This just doesn't seem normal.
Yeah, it doesn't, does it? Qualifying on a Friday. Right now, me and Megan should be having some of our dinner at 6 o'clock. It should be tea time, but no.
It should be.
No, it's an evening qualifying. Also, it's the latest qualifying has ever been in the British Grand Prix as well, coming up at 6 o'clock UK time. Between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, the setting sun, it's reminiscent out there. More of what we saw at Snetterton, actually. Beautiful conditions out there. 1 minute 50 seconds to go until the green light goes on for qualifying. And Megan, this session, it gives something back to Friday. Friday now means something again, because today, on Friday, we had one practice session. Now we're going to qualifying. But now all of the cars have been locked down. They are now homologated for the weekend. They've entered Parc Fermé. So the setup that these 20 drivers have right now is what they're stuck with for qualifying, practice 2 tomorrow, crucially as well, the sprint race and the race itself.
That could end up being a little bit bad for them.
And especially for Lewis Hamilton, who this morning was 7.5 tenths off the pace of Max Verstappen as well. It was actually Lando Norris who went up into second place in the standings. So what we've got coming up for you this evening here on a Friday, it's a packed grandstand, 90,000 here today, 120,000 tomorrow. Sunday will be the maximum 140,000 people in. And what we've got coming up for you in the next 50 seconds is what we would normally see on the Saturday afternoon around about 2-3 o'clock British summertime. It's the 3 segments of qualifying. So we'll have Q1 in 18 minutes. At the end, we'll lose the slowest 5 drivers. Q2, again, 15 minutes, lose the slowest 5. And then we will go into the last 12-minute shootout with the top 10 cars. Now, this result will set the grid for the sprint race tomorrow. So this is actually more crucial if you're Haas and Williams with George Russell and Mick Schumacher. Qualifying on your Saturday is your best advantage to get up the grid. They are going to be going all out in this session.
I would expect them to be as well, because I think it's just like getting their heads into go to the fact like, right, I need to do well in this, otherwise I may not start well at all.
And the green light is on. And for the first time in 18 years, Formula One cars are heading out onto the track for a Friday qualifying session. Kimi Räikkönen, one of the few drivers, only Fernando Alonso and Kimi Räikkönen were the drivers taking part in the 2003 session. Everyone else has since retired. They are now leaving the track as well. So, usual session. But, Megan, it's nice to see as well. It's 6 o'clock. It's something unusual for Great Britain. We've got a sunset going on, and it's a nice feeling.
Hold on. Who's that car there? Because that was an unsafe release.
Giovinazzi, the teammates to Kimi Räikkönen.
That was an unsafe release for Giovinazzi there, because he came very close to contact with the car behind him.
Well, let's take a look as well in just a second. We have our YouTube chat open, so get in touch with us as well throughout this broadcast, Megan.
I think it was Vettel behind him.
Yeah, it looked like it was Vettel, actually. I've just had now a heart moment that we weren't streaming, but I then remembered also that we must be streaming because I've watched the stream. So yeah, it's one of those days. Like you, Megan, has your body clock sort of been thrown off by this? It doesn't feel right.
It has been.
It's been making me feel sick today. We've got practice. Now we've got a qualifying on a Friday.
The opposite for me. I don't feel hungry at all. So I feel like it's like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's usually when I start to get really, really thirsty.
It's a weird situation we've got going on. We've got a setting sun. We've got the beautiful Silverstone circuit. We've got Formula 1 cars out there. You can see on the driver tracker now, Carlos Sainz is leading that battle from Alonso, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Schumacher, Mazepin, Gasly, Norris, Ricciardo and Latifi. Norris just coming through now, the Maggots and Beckett's complex. But it is a really strange feeling. This is qualifying, but not as we know it.
Yeah.
And hopefully tomorrow's sprint race will be a giant leap into the unknown. Silverstone not, of course, unusual to racing on a Saturday. The very first Formula 1 World Championship event back in 1950, that took part on Saturday, not Sunday, because in those days, in the early 50s as well, there was no motor racing or no racing at all on Sundays. It was all done on Saturdays.
What?
Yeah, the first ever F1 race took place on a Saturday. So if anything, we're going back to what it was originally. Of a Saturday show.
Weird.
I know, very strange indeed. But we've got Ferrari reporting some low gust winds at the side of the track as well. So that could play a factor going into the sessions. There's that little wheel spin there from Lando Norris, who's coming into the last couple of corners now.
And this fan we've got on our commentary box, I can barely feel it. So
I know.
I don't like.
We are roasting in the commentary box at the moment, so no matter how many degrees it is,
Are we
it's hotter
sure
here.
It's on?
Yes, it's on. I can just about feel it. But yeah, let's take a look on board with Lando Norris then at the moment. We've got blue skies all the way around Silverstone. We've got a lovely setting sun. It's giving a nice glow off the orange McLaren as well as we head down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. 8th gear flat out before dropping down to 4th gear for Brooklands into Luffield now. 3rd gear corner. Take the car wide towards the exit before booting it hard, controlling the oversteer as you flat out through Woodcote. It used to be the last corner, now it's turn 8. Turn 9, Cops Corner. Is it flat for Lando? Yes, it was. Lando was flat going through there as well. As you approach Maggots and Beckett's, they've removed a bridge section at Maggots and Beckett's as we've lost it through as well. Yeah, Alonso does a 1:28.461. He's top of the board at the moment. Sonoda goes P2. Now Giovinazzi goes top on a 1:28.447. And of course, Megan, as I said, everyone out there on the soft tyres, so it's going to be more crucial this weekend to see who's going to get their lap time right. We should see something a bit more interesting than normal as well.
We should. And as right now, it looks like Gasly and Norris are doing quite well. And Gasly goes into second with a 1:28.454.
Lando goes top, 1:28.277. So Lando Norris top dog at the moment. George Russell, who usually is called Mr. Saturday, I suppose if he gets through to qualifying 2 or even qualifying 3, we'll have to call him Man Friday at the moment as well as he comes through. Definitely not hairy at the moment, is he? He's very clean shaven, is George Russell as well, and eyebrows in check, hair's in check as well, a little sticky up at the top as well. Can he drag that Williams into at least qualifying 2 at the moment? He's got 9th at the top on a 1:29.032, so Russell going well at the moment. Sooners has a question. I've never been to the race, so I would like to ask about the ticket system. Do you buy tickets for every session separately or what? No, there are sets of tickets. You either buy a grandstand ticket, which you are locked into one grandstand, and that's also allowed for general admission, so you can just go walking around and you can have a seat in the grandstand. Or you buy the general admission ticket, and that means you can go into the track and you don't get a grandstand seat, but you get to go walk around everywhere and get to sit on the banks and watch everything. I always buy general admission if I go, if I'm not in the paddock, because I think it's the best situation. But you don't buy it every session. You buy one for every day. So you buy it Friday, Saturday and Sunday tickets. as well, and the price goes up and down depending on which day it is. Here at Silverstone, the tickets have been quite high because we've got qualifying on Friday, we've got sprint race on Saturday, and we've got the main race on Sunday. So there's something every day now as Hamilton takes to the track for the first time out now in the Mercedes with that new update. We saw him struggling this morning in practice one though, Megan. Does he stand a chance of getting, I want to say pole position, but it's not pole position, is it? It's sprint race pole, but he's 5/10 up.
I think there's a possibility given how far up he was in quali. I mean, not quali, practice.
I tell you what, though, I might bring down for the sessions tomorrow, the big giant fan, and just pop it there, just so it's blowing some air towards us in the commentary box because
I've got to say, my tiny little fan blows more air than this does. Are we sure it's on the coldest setting? Huh?
It's on the coldest setting. It's on the fan setting. It's not working at all. As Hamilton, through Maggots and Beckett's, flies through Chapel, gets a little bit of a glint of the sun as well. I've been at Silverstone round about this time, broadcasting live. I know how low that sun sits on the racetrack as well and dances between your eye line. It really is blinding, and these drivers have got to negotiate this as well for a session time. Hamilton then on the soft tyres. He's fastest sector 1. He's fastest sector 2. His teammate just did a 1:27.487. Hamilton goes 3/10 faster than Bottas, a 1:27.160, and the 90,000 British fans that are in attendance go absolutely nuts, Megan.
And Leclerc goes into third place with a 1:27.723. Close.
Oh, we've got cars off the racing line as well as one of the Red Bulls flying through the first couple of corners. It's Max Verstappen as he rounds turn 4 at the loop. He's got Lewis Hamilton on the entry into Aintree. Just to manage to avoid him as they blast down the Wellington Straight, avoiding Valtteri Bottas as well. It's Germany versus Austria at the moment. And, we can't. Red Bull is Austrian or British? Their factory is here. But they are Red Bull, so I suppose Austrian.
Probably.
Very confusing. It's a home race for Mercedes.
Flip a coin and get the answer from that.
It's a home race for every team bar AlphaTauri and Ferrari, who are based in Italy. Everybody else is based in the UK. Their main team is in the UK. Silverstone, a massive home race for these drivers as well. Last year, they hosted the British Grand Prix and then the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. They were willing, as Verstappen has a big slide at the exit of Beckett's as well. Managed to hold it coming into Chapel. He's 2/10 up in the second sectors. Ricciardo goes 10th, a 1:28.491. Silverstone last year were willing to hold 5 Grand Prix on 3 different layouts as well. It's unbelievable.
Latifi goes 11th.
Oh, good time for Latifi on a...
Russell goes 7th.
Yeah, Russell to 7th. Verstappen goes top, 1:26.751. Russell's time. I can't find on the board, Megan. You can find...
Okay, Latifi's time was a 1:28.581 and Russell's time was a 1:28.297.
Good times for both of the Williamses. Strong performance to get into qualifying as Helmut Marko drinks some Red Bull energy drink, but it's sugar-free by the look of it as well.
Speaking of drink, I think I might pop in to get one.
You can have a water if you like. I've just refilled that if you want a little sip of that.
Don't want water.
There comes Fernando Alonso then, starting a lap time on board now as we watch him. Here's Esteban Ocon, his teammate, who has been eliminated in qualifying 1 at the last 2 races in Formula 1. That's the Styrian Grand Prix and the Austrian Grand Prix as well, as Ocon flies out down the Wellington Straight. Before Brooklands, he's got a car just alongside him. Let's open up the driver tracker so it's not just me he's staring at, as Ocon is 4/10 down in that first sector as well. Got to find some more time. Look at that. Only Norris, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Schumacher and Mazepin are the cars in the pit lane at the moment. Everybody else is out on the track, which is brilliant to see. Absolutely fantastic, actually, as well. As the watch-along at WTF1, bit jammy of them because they're on site and streaming it right now as well. Hopefully you'll stick with us as well because even though we're not on site, we've got TV pictures, and I don't think they do at the moment as they keep flying up. Here comes Esteban Ocon looking quite quick. Sainz on a fast lap 2 at the moment. And actually, it's It's both of them in a room, so they're not even on site. They're on site, and they aren't even broadcasting from their WTF1 site. They're in a little cabin somewhere, so don't even bother watching them. Stick with us with timing, graphics, and everything. As Ocon goes to P6 on a 1:27.963. Here comes Carlos Sainz at the moment, looking quite quick at the moment, Megan.
Get a hold of it because there was something stabbing me on the edge.
Sainz goes P4. 127.677. Leclerc looking quick, as is Raikkonen. And Zhanda, in fact, adding Giovinazzi for that too. So they're both drivers looking quick. Oh, big snap, and off goes Leclerc. At the exit of Vale on the entry to club. Not great at all then. A big slide for Charles Leclerc. Drops him out as Raikkonen goes P10. He drops now to 11th as Antonio Giovinazzi goes into 8th position on a 1:27.959. And Megan Alonso, fast sector 1, fast sector 2. He's looking mighty quick across the line.
And I really hope... Yay, and he goes into 4th. And that was a 1:27.580. That is a good amount of time to get. And I'm very happy right now because he was the driver at risk.
Yeah, he was down in position, wasn't he, at the moment? So driving now at risk is Sebastian Vettel, Ricciardo, Latifi, Stroll, Schumacher and Mazepin, 16-20 as well. Let's take a look then at Charles Leclerc and his little moment at the exit of the Vale chicane. Gets on the rumble strips on the green, loses the rear, and it just starts to slide on him, Megan.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I hope that doesn't happen in the race because that does look like a turning point where that could happen easily.
Or sprint qualifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you got to remember that sprint race is coming up as well.
Keep thinking, oh, it's Saturday.
I know, I keep thinking it's Saturday, but we
That
must
makes it
remember
nice.
it's Friday.
We've still got practice and sprint.
Max being happy that he's fastest at the moment, but this is qualifying number 1 as well. Only soft tyres being used as well.
Look at this ball. Feel there.
Yeah, there is something catching you there with some sharp plastic.
I kept trying to do that, and he kept, literally just, hurting me every single time.
5 minutes to go then in qualifying number 1. Expecting to see on the board at some point the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton to decrease. There is only 4 tenths between them at the moment here.
Who's going into the pit lane now? It looks like one of the Alpines.
It's Alonso.
Yeah.
Or is it Ocon?
Hold on. Let's see. It might be Alonso.
It's Alonso. Alonso pits. As Gasly crosses the line, not many drivers out on the track. Norris, Norris. Let's go through it. It's Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Norris, Schumacher, Mazepin and Gasly. So 6 cars out on the track at the moment. Everybody else is back into the pit lane here on this first Friday qualifying session since 2003. It used to be quite a normal thing back in the late 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. It used to be quite normal to have Friday qualifying. It used to determine the running order and the times for qualifying number 2 on the Saturday.
It just confuses me.
Yeah, but then they got rid of that ahead of 1996, and then from 96 to 02, it was a 1-hour session with 12 laps only, and actually in and out laps as well. So that was a broken system as well. It should have been 12 timed laps, but that was broken. And personally, my favourite system is this knockout. This knockout qualifying works extremely well. I don't know why they're tampering with it, but I'm keeping an open mind to see what this sprint qualifying is going to look like tomorrow. 17 laps ahead of us.
Yeah. I don't know how
what
to
was
feel
that?
about it.
Camera angle changing quickly. I'm sure we'll see tomorrow and we'll have our reactions as well. And that'll be a plug in as well for the Grid Network preview for the British Grand Prix. That's tomorrow at 5:30 British Standard Time as well on the YouTube channel of Grid Network. Go and subscribe. I'll be a pundit on that as well. Straight after the sprint race, giving my live opinions as well. And you can watch the sprint race here tomorrow on the watch-along coverage, along with the W Series, which Megan will be commentating with Alice Powell starting on pole position at her home race.
A lot of drivers are heading out onto the track again. Now it's just the top 4 that have decided to stay in because apparently they're feeling pretty confident, and I'm including my favourite driver on that.
Would you feel confident as Ricardo goes to P6 on a 1:27.615? Would you feel confident in a session where... No, they're not.
No, and Norris goes to P3 right now. I think we should all get a move on out there.
And Tsunoda goes 13th as well. So Lando Norris as well, despite being bruised after his mugging at Wembley at the end of the Euro 2020 final as well by absolute scum, I think is a safe word to say as well, from him being mugged and manhandled as well, and he's got a bit of bruising on him. It's brilliant to see that he was second in this morning's practice session, and now here in qualifying, in number 1, he's put it up into 3rd place. I've just realised we've got 4 qualifying segments effectively. Q1, Q2, Q3, and then the sprint qualifying, which is SQ.
It just feels so compacted.
It does, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like a normal race weekend. I sat in the chair earlier in the pre-show for Sky, and I thought to myself, we're basically being mugged of good entertainment this weekend.
Yeah.
Because it's the build-up.
We've lost half an hour.
Yeah, we've lost an hour. You're right. So we've lost half an hour. You're absolutely right. It's the crescendo that comes up to race day. You sit through the 3 hours of practice, you wonder, you look, then you have the dramatic qualifying and see what's going to happen, and then you sat there on Saturday night shaking at the impossibilities of what could happen, and then Sunday you find out we're going to have that on Saturday now, and then Sunday I'm worried Sunday's going to feel hollow. George Russell, 15th at the moment, starts a brand new lap time then as we enter the last minute of qualifying for this Q1 here on Friday for the British Grand Prix sprint race. This qualifying hour determines the grid for the 100-kilometre sprint race on Saturday afternoon as well. But it's giving us a chance to see the cars in lower track temperatures. I mean, track temperatures at 39 degrees, air temperature at 25. So it's only dropped 2 degrees since this morning. And it was 32 degrees in first practice as well. God knows how hot it is in this commentary box at the moment, but certainly hotter. Verstappen currently top at the moment in both this session of the Drivers' Championship. 182 points to him. Hamilton on 150. It's getting close over there as well as Russell, who is yet to score a point, had his best finish of 11th in Austria as well, just 7/10 of a second behind Fernando Alonso, who cruelly denied him the first World Championship point for Williams as well, and only his 3rd ever point in Formula 1, going quick at the moment. Megan?
Russell needs to get a move on and get higher.
Yeah, checkered flag is out, and he made a mistake actually while I was rambling. He put a wheel in the gravel at the exit of Luffield as well, as the checkered flag is out for this first qualifying session. Vettel, Latifi, Schumacher, Stroll and Mazepin in the drop zone at the moment. Russell looking quite off the pace as Latifi goes to 14th. Latifi goes up there. He's looking quite quick. Raikkonen goes 14th now. That pushes the Williams in danger. Can Russell find anything across the line? Oh, beauty time! 1:27.671. He's done it again to Q2. Giovinazzi goes fast as well up to P6. Great job from the guy only with 1 point in the team as well. Vettel across the line, jumps the curb at the Exeter Club, but goes to P5. Raikkonen, Latifi, Schumacher in the drop zone as well. Arguably, we have to look to Lance Stroll now. Ocon goes safe up to P3 for the Alpine. 1:27.415. Stroll in 19th across the line, goes P15. And where Sergio Perez goes second, 1:27.121. I'm trying to have a look as Tsunoda's gone to 16th. Sainz goes P4. Stroll crossed the line as Leclerc goes second. Russell's in the danger zone as Mazepin and Tsunoda left. Ricciardo goes P5. Tsunoda crosses the line, doesn't improve, stays 16th, and Mazepin.
Hamilton still needs to cross the line, and he goes into second with a 1:26.786.
Mazepin comes into the pit lane, and that ends the first part of qualifying. Russell goes through, Stroll goes through. It's Tsunoda, Raikkonen, Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin. The drivers starting 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th for Formula One's first ever sprint qualifying race tomorrow afternoon at 4:30.
Do you know, I always feel like it's the same bottom 4.
5.
Yeah, but Tsunoda's actually occasionally does good and actually gets up there a bit.
It does, yeah.
And then there's just always like a random person at the bottom.
It does always seem a bit similar, doesn't it? It doesn't really change up that much in terms of the action.
Just like, oh, what a surprise. You thought at the bottom.
Yeah, not great at all then here at the moment. It's George Russell, though, Mr. Saturday becomes Man Friday and gets it through to qualifying 2 once again. Q2 is next. And as we wait and cross over now, you can send in comments as well as Sky and Channel 4 on an ad break. Megan, what did you make of that first qualifying session then? Was it okay on a Friday being mined?
It was okay, uneventful than usual. Though it was good. I mean, I'm surprised that Mazepin hasn't spun yet this weekend.
I think we all are.
He just spins on day 1. But guess day 2's okay.
This is Stroll on the radio saying, was Hamilton trying to get into turn number 1 as well? But I don't remember seeing Hamilton having an issue on the track. Do you, Megan, at any point?
No. Not really, no.
No, I don't remember that either. Still getting ready for qualifying number 2, which will be coming up shortly. And I'm hoping as well it's going to be a good session.
I've got to say, it was a pretty close time between Verstappen and Hamilton. 0.035 between them.
That's an insanely close time. Massively insane time between them as well. So drivers out in Q1, Tsunoda, Raikkonen, Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin. They'll be starting in the back half of the grid as well for Formula One's first ever sprint qualifying. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to need a hose at the end of this session just to wipe off the sweat. It's roasting in here, isn't it?
It is quite...
I hope it's not just I hope it's just not the shirt as well. That clings quite a lot as well out there. But
probably not the best shirt to wear today.
I know, yeah.
A box all day.
Yeah, I was not thinking correctly. Still, session going to start shortly as well before we get the green flag. As I'll sit back for a second as well. And just so call that in. As Twitter going alive at the moment with everybody. Qualifying for Saturday qualifying as well. And let's take a look actually as... What's the point in showing us the fastest tyre graphic when the teams can't use medium or hards? That's actually quite an interesting point. Why do they do that? That's a bit foolish. We are stuck on the soft compound tyres.
What
So
happens if it started raining suddenly?
Welcome back. If you're joining us on the radio and you're watching on with Sky Sports F1, we're just taking a quick look at Max Verstappen's lap time in that session, which put him fastest overall in that session. We've got another 1 minute and 50 seconds until the green light comes on. I'm Joshua Birch. Alongside me in the commentary box is Megan Birch. Ian Birch is back at race control, watching on. He'll be back with us for the FP2 and Saturday sprint qualifying race tomorrow. So it's me and Megan taking you through the kind of useless qualifying session we've got today, but I suppose it gives something back because the cars are now homologated, and today's qualifying has an effect on tomorrow's race, which has an effect for the main race on Sundays. So it does sort of all link together, and it does give something back for Friday. I presume is what they're going for.
And hope.
And hope for what?
Just hope that something turns out well. And is that fly annoying you as well?
Yeah, there's a fly in the commentary box if you haven't noticed as well. Tsunoda coming through Woodcote. Has he made a little mistake up there? I can't really tell at the moment. And George Russell watching on as well. His eyes beaming towards the front as well. And he's ready to get going out on this track, isn't he? Desperately wants something. The mechanic's just wiping the front wing as well, as we're seeing on another camera angle. Max Verstappen, top of the board at the moment. Can he have another run here for the session? Megan?
I've just got this image in my head, just like when you said about George beaming at everyone, just like of The Simpsons with Bart Simpson when he was a toddler, when he was going through terrible twos and he was bashing that pan.
I am so great.
Everybody loves me.
I think that's true actually of George Russell. I don't know one person who doesn't like him, do you?
No. I just get that image of him doing in front of Mercedes garage, especially in front of
Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, that's great. Getting ready then for the green light. And the green light is on, and qualifying 2 is underway here for the 2021 British Grand Prix at Silverstone. This is qualifying 2 for tomorrow's sprint qualifying race. The reminder of the slowest drivers we've already lost in Q1, that was Tsunoda, Raikkonen, Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin. Going through in this session, in the order they qualified, was Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Perez, Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon, Norris, Bottas and Vettel, the top 10. In the crucial drop zone at the moment, Alonso, Giovinazzi, Gasly, Russell and Lance Stroll. They're at the risk in this session as well. Let's go over then at the moment to the group chat and see that Beth Stappen is a username saying too nervous to even look at the times. I think we all speak the same language there in terms of the fact it is a little bit more nerve-wracking as well. But remember, qualifying here today sets the grid for the sprint race tomorrow. The sprint race results set the grid for Sunday's race.
And qualifying to curse again, and our timing screen is slow and only just started working when I started to call it out.
Yeah, it's only now just working with the driver tracker.
I've noticed that about technology. Every single time I go to Josh about something, it'll just be like, I'll be good.
Yeah, because it knows I'll mess it up a little bit more, and I'll subject it to painful scans.
Sometimes I'll just knock on his door, just like, Josh, can you fix this? Never mind, it's done.
Yeah, sometimes I'm asleep when that happens, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and Megan goes, "The Wi-Fi's out! The Wi-Fi's out!"
It's like, never mind.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi's fine now.
Just like, go back to sleep.
Yeah, you wake me up, and the Wi-Fi's fine.
It's like, now that I've disturbed you, go back to sleep.
To be fair, I do that to you a lot as well. I.e. this morning, when it took you until 10:30 to get in the shower.
Yeah, just like, Megan, get in the shower. Just like, no, 5 more minutes. I'll eat and go in the shower later. I just want to be in bed watching Voyager right now.
Who do you think is going to be eliminated in this session then? Who's the driver that's sort of worrying you?
The name that comes to mind is Stroll.
Yeah, worrying me as well, Lance Stroll. He's P9 at the moment, but...
not doing that great in
no, he was
Q1.
he was further down, wasn't he, on the board?
He just got out of...
P11. Stroll's P11, yeah.
Yeah, he just got out of the elimination zone just before.
The red lights, and the flag came out, yeah, so he's got a lot of work to do. Lewis Hamilton. I want an on-board lap, actually, to call it as well, because we only had the practice session this morning, and now we've come straight into qualifying. We haven't had the chance to have a lap attack as well, as Hamilton comes down the Hamilton straight into turn 1 at Abbey. The little kink to the left is Farm Curve for the heavy braking zone for the third gear right-hander at Village. Second gear for turn 4 is the loop, coming into turn 5 kink to the left at Aintree. Down the straight on the Wellington straight.
He must feel so much pride going down that Hamilton straight.
He has said as well, it's nice to look out and see the family names immortalised at Silverstone and everywhere else he's got as well. It's fantastic. As Hamilton's up in the first sector as well at 27.508. But that's nothing, as Verstappen's going to start his lap time soon, as well as Norris, 27.774 in the first sector. He is actually down his own teammate, Danny Ricciardo. So for Danny Rick fans, it's looking good, and Beth's picked that up already.
Yay.
And Asuna says, what's KO besides Tsunoda? That is knocked out, Asuna. So this little meme here, that is knocked out. Every driver below Tsunoda, he has been knocked out of qualifying. So KO means knocked out. It's a graphic we installed because we can't shrink the graphic up anymore. It has to remain the same. So it's the quickest one to do it.
Bottas goes top.
Yeah, Bottas on a 126.766 at the moment. Here comes Lewis Hamilton out of turn 18 at Club Corner. Across the line, Hamilton does a 126.602 and goes top of the board, but with a slow third sector. Lando now to the line. Can he do anything? He's going to go third, isn't he? No, fourth. 127.274. It's Ricciardo on top on a 127.125. Ricciardo P3, sorry for Beth.
Yeah.
So Ricciardo, the top McLaren dog at the moment, and Verstappen, Megan, in this second session, struggling. He's only personal bests, actually. So's George Russell.
That's good for Danny Rick, isn't it? Getting third. I mean, I can see that Verstappen's doing quite well at the moment since he's gone green for sectors 1 and 2, and he's quite near the end of the lap. He goes top.
Wow, 126.504. He gets it by less than a tenth of a second. Verstappen is a man on a mission. Here comes George Russell now. P12, P7. 1:27.521. Last of the runners, Megan, on the times. Not anymore, as Lance Stroll, the driver you said you were worried about, goes into 8th on a 1.
Yeah, very slower than a Williams.
Yeah, 1:27.823. That's not good at all. Vettel goes P5, his teammate.
You can't even really blame it on the car because his teammate will have the same.
0.7 of a second separate Vettel and Stroll at the moment. That's a shocker in the two cars as well. So maybe you are right. It's going to be an interesting battle between the two. Esteban Ocon out of the last corner now. What's he got to deliver? P8 on a 1:27.340 as Alonso out of the last corner. P11 is his time. P10 is his best, a 1:27.534. So Alonso improving.
And now that pushes Stroll into the elimination zone, and we still have the two Ferraris, and we have Giovinazzi and Gasly to make their time.
Gasly into the last corner now, and as you say, Leclerc, Giovinazzi and Gasly and Sainz. No time set at the moment. Gasly goes P9, a 1:27.490. Pushes Russell down to 10th, and Alonso in the drop zone. Leclerc, Sainz and Giovinazzi starting their times now. Giovinazzi is coming into the Vale chicane before coming into Club corner, flat out at the exit as well. Tight little corner, that one, Club. 1:28.138. He's miles off the pace, isn't he? 1.6 seconds. That's bad lap time there.
Do you know what's also worrying? The fact that...
Oh, sorry, Megan. That's why Giovinazzi's got the massive exit curb at the exit of turn 9.
Well, that's his excuse.
Track limits, by the way, is at turn 9 Copse Corner and turn 15 Stowe Corner. You go off the track there, you will have your lap time deleted.
Stroll was like 0.3 off the pace of what Russell was doing, and that's worrying given the fact that it's been...
Yeah.
Well, the stats say that Aston Martin have a faster car.
And it wasn't predicted. Russell's out driving that car, out kicking the car. I think it is out kicking your coverage. It's a baseball term or football term in America as well. Beth saying, damn Seb Kid though. That's Seb Kid though, I believe. Yes, Sebastian, where is he now? P5 on the board as Leclerc goes P7 on a 1:27.218. So Ferrari starting to respond on that board as well. Here comes Carlos Sainz to the line. Sainz sliding it out of Club corner. Goes across the line and does a 1:27.202. Goes P7. So we've got all the drivers run, and it's Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, the top 3.
It's looking good for the... Well, it looks good for Max right now, since he's just decided, you know what, I'm just going to stay in for a while. And right now only Hamilton and Sainz and Leclerc are out on the track as we're looking at Fernando Alonso.
And he's complaining over the radio, actually, Alonso. We were hearing that live over our headsets saying very bad traffic as well. So he's not happy with the traffic out there. But it is...
He should go out now.
Yeah, he should, actually. There was only, Sainz and Hamilton out there.
Yeah.
And Leclerc. Yeah.
He was hiding behind our speaker.
Yeah, so Leclerc was behind the speaker, so we couldn't see him. But at the moment as well, looking at that, Hamilton with the fastest first sector time before it's deleted. Let's hear from Leclerc. What is that? He needs to skip shift.
Slipstream, I think. I thought.
Oh, right. Okay, thank you. That's Megan's got better ears than me. He needs a slipstream between them as well. So, yeah, look, he's on his own at the moment. Look at the driver tracker. Leclerc all on his own with Sainz and Hamilton way, way behind. And here is Leclerc just exiting the hangar straight. And we've got Sainz.
Get the song Lonely in my head.
Yeah. Sainz's teammates way behind as there's a visor strip in the middle of the hangar straight there as well. You're right, Megan, it was slipstream.
I can just imagine a conversation between Hamilton, Sainz and Leclerc just like, right, you have that side of the track. Yeah. I have this, and you have that.
Yeah, let's stay to our respective zones, isn't it, really, at the moment, yeah.
It's like, I have the bottom, you two have those sides.
Giovinazzi in the garage at the moment then, looking quite strong. As Ian Birch has joined the commentary team, so we'll move out the way at the moment as well. And open up the commentator camera as well with an England flag.
I thought this is where the drinks are. Johnny says it was where the drinks are.
My drink.
Hey, we've got fans. We've got fans in the grandstands.
Oh. Probably not best to do that in a confined space.
Here, hold that.
Here's your headset. We can hear you because I've switched on the radio mic.
Hello.
There you go.
Who's this? It's me.
Welcome up.
What's this? I named this ship Open.
Oh, well, hello, welcome. How are you, Dad? You all right?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yes, you. Do you want me to take that from you?
Hello, everyone.
So, right, England flag, I suppose. We are at Silverstone, so...
It was from left over from last weekend. Found it next to Lando's car where it was parked. There's this lovely watch and all.
Oh, you better... well, I'll have that. I've got my Apple Watch on anyway. So what have you made? Have you seen much of the session so far?
None whatsoever.
You haven't really missed much. George Russell's in the danger zone.
Anything. Have you seen anything?
Yes, because I've been commentating on it.
Is your mic all muddled up? There you go.
I've been watching ABC 10 Portland.
Oh, and they're cooling
No,
down
sorry.
something.
Dade County.
Oh,
Miami.
Miami. Very nice of being in Miami.
They're
Miami.
cooling down
Everyone
something
loves
on
in
Perez's
America.
car right now.
Yeah, dry ice being put in as well on the front there.
So,
Ready?
Gasly, Russell, Alonso, Stroll and
Like the
Giovinazzi.
brakes.
All in the drop zone, all
Oh,
waiting
doesn't
to
she
be
look like
elected.
Steph?
Yeah, actually. Oh, God, yeah, actually, yeah.
She
one
does.
One of the people that we're watching on the television right now looks like a friend of ours in the family.
What the older two, a girl the older two grew up with.
Mm. How to hit yourself in the face in one easy sweep. Let's have a look at the corner analysis now between Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel.
By the way, you need.
Vettel's got a better one.
I haven't had a drink. By the way, Megan, you need more wine.
Give it here. You've got your mic. Your mic's all muddled up. There you go.
My kids and work. Would they get on with this?
Anyway, at the moment, let's open up the chat for a second because Beth is saying Megan's loose eye. Is it? Is that what was that about?
Megan loose an eye.
Megan lose an eye. Oh, with the
I
flag.
went like that,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
with the
right.
flag.
Because I went like this. It's like,
Whee!
Jump backwards, yeah.
Hello, everybody.
I'll tell you what, though. This qualifying has felt... It's a weird to have a qualifying session on a Friday, and it's making the weekend feel a little bit quicker. Is that
Yeah,
what's
but
already gone?
the qualifying session, you're having the qualifying session instead of the... This is just the qualifying
Yeah.
for the sprint race.
Yes, yeah.
And then the sprint race is supposed to do something different. Well, if the fast ones are already at the front, how's that going to happen?
I know.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm surprised we never saw Haas pushing it to its absolute limit. Or George Russell is certainly pushing, but he's stuck in 12th at the
The
moment.
four of us are confused. That's us three and Eric the Gnat.
Yeah, the little fly that's on the side here.
yeah,
Actually,
well,
where is it?
Don't
I'll
kill
hit it. I'm
Eric.
good at killing flies.
I'm not going to hit it. I'm just going to waft it out
You'll
the
have
side
the
of the box.
RSPCA on us again.
There we go. It's gone over the other side of the commentary box
It
now.
was a joke what we said about the dog.
Oh, great. And it's attacking me more, thanks.
Sorry, Megan.
Well, it likes you.
Less than 2 minutes to go in this second part. Megan, we have got earphones on. It can't go in your ears.
Verstappen
I know.
on
I'm
the
worried about it
outlap.
going in my hair.
So everybody out on the outlap, apart from Perez and Vettel,
It literally
who
ran
were
at
already
me.
out.
It flew at me just then.
This is reminding me of when Anthony Davidson was locked in
Ow.
the Sky F1 box with a mad wasp back in 2012, I think it was. So maybe 14.
Maybe I should put on a hazmat suit.
We've got one. It's over there. I can see it now, actually. So
It is hot
Do
in
it?
here.
it's very warm. We've got the fan on, but we're going to bring the big fan down for tomorrow, or the little desk fan.
Is
and
this
shove
the
it
only
there.
fan you've got?
The only fan we've got, at the moment, the little one. So yeah, probably no one else is watching either.
Due to
Good
restrictions,
morning.
it isn't allowed to be loud.
Good morning, Miss Beth.
Megan just actually made a great point there. It's COVID restrictions. We're only allowed one fan.
Yeah.
As Sainz coming through at the moment in that first sector time. Now, this is into the last minute of qualifying too. Drivers at risk is Gasly, Russell, Alonso, Stroll and Giovinazzi. They're 11th to 15th, and that's where they are. That's where they'll start for the sprint race tomorrow.
I feel like I
Georgie
should move
boy,
back.
Georgie boy has got into 12th place. That's good going, isn't it?
And looking strong. He's out on another outlap. Where he's on the track there, let's open up the driver tracker for a second. As Sainz moves up on Verstappen's time by 72 thousandths at the moment. Russell is just coming round Village and the Loop. And has he started time?
And I'm not saying that.
Yes, he has.
I'm not saying the rumours are true or not, but right? Sorry, not Damon. Jensen, who works for Williams as the driver consultant. He's asking George for 10% or 20%.
I think he deserves it.
And shoe size.
Yeah, Martin Brundle's asking George for a finder's fee.
Finding all the pace, finding all the horses.
Does
Well,
he have to do a treasure hunt before he
both-
joins?
Bottas goes P3 across the line at 126.764. Hamilton goes top, 126.023. 4 tenths quicker than Verstappen. Sainz again. That Ferrari not looking stable. The exit of Vale does go P4. 126.848. He's 4 tenths off the pace of Verstappen, 8 tenths off the pace of Hamilton. Gasly gets through to the top 10. Ocon's looking quite quick at the moment as well. Leclerc goes P5 on the board, 126.919. Giovinazzi to 14th. Lance Stroll 15th at the moment. Is he going to push it all to the line? No, 15th for Stroll at 127.665. Norris goes P9. He's in danger of being kicked out. Ocon, Russell, Alonso left. Ocon across the line. P11 stays P11. Alonso 13th at the moment across the line, goes to P10. Russell, the driver, left on the board. Can he get through to Q3? Oh, he can do it for 2 races in a row. 7th for Russell.
Yes.
A 127.080 as Verstappen goes to second, 2 tenths off of Hamilton's time. It's Mr. Saturday turned into Man Friday for George Russell. He's through to qualifying 3 and will start in the top 10 for the sprint race. And it's P7. That's a very strong time on the softs.
So that is all 3 Brits, because I can't say 4 or 5 because Beth will get upset again. Good morning, Beth. It's early morning. It's what, 4 o'clock in the morning nearly there?
Yeah, roundabout. Not bad at all. Sorry, can I just come over here? Sorry, you'll see why I'm doing this in a second.
What?
Sorry, keep on going, Dad.
That's okay. It's Ricardo's in 9th place.
Very, very
That
strong.
should please Beth.
Yeah,
Staying up into the early hours of the morning to see Danny Rick do that.
very, very strong as well.
Why have we got a mic out?
Well, the mic is here because if you look to your left, we've got somebody joining. Come on, come
She
on.
doesn't want.
Come here.
Kellyanne's here.
Well, at least you can say hello and shout to him. We've got Kellyanne at the side of the box. But yeah, nice to see you. Oh God.
I've just seen my daughters.
George Russell.
Ow. Ah.
George Russell.
George, shut up.
Georgie boy, you are going loud.
George Russell absolutely screaming in our
Does he want
headphones.
to deafen me?
Well, do you remember last time Max couldn't be heard at all?
Yeah. George Russell through to qualifying 3.
So Kellyanne's here from Nottingham.
That's nice.
Great. That's lovely. That's a great thing. When I don't know about Sky, but Channel 4 have got a certain Mr. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they've got Tom Cruise on for this weekend. He's on part of the Sunday's show, I think, or Saturday's sprint race. I can't remember which one it is.
I think he's filming here at the moment, isn't he?
Yes, he is, yeah.
I know
I'm still here,
Indiana
though.
Jones is up in Glasgow, isn't it?
Yes.
They've made one of
what's his name?
the streets in Glasgow look just like an American. Glasgow is it's Edinburgh.
Is it Edinburgh?
No, it is Glasgow, because Glasgow is the one where the town centre is like American streets and avenues, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Probably.
I'm just trying to get this controlling thing to work, and unfortunately,
So
it's not wanting to.
I've missed all of this exciting Friday qualifying through no fault of my own.
No, actually, we must say that as well. It's not his fault that he's missed part of the qualifying. He was supposed to be here.
He said come up with a good excuse, so I did. Ha ha ha.
And what was that excuse? What was that excuse? Sorry.
Not wanting to come here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's
Neither
still
do I.
thinking of it.
Well, when Her Majesty comes round to look at the garden, right, you've got to show her around.
So,
Do you know, Charles has been at the Dahlias again.
was he?
Yeah, they're looking a lot better.
I accidentally knocked one with a microphone lead earlier, so that wasn't exactly the greatest thing.
Is that the red sprouting plant?
I'm not
Is
sure.
that
The one that
the
looks
red
like
plant?
rackweed.
Welcome to Gardening Today with Megan. Is that the red
Which
plant?
is weird because I did gardening for like 3 years.
Did you see
Yeah,
And I've
you
been doing-
did.
And I've been
I
gardening since I
forgot
was
that.
4. But I haven't gardened
Yeah.
for much in years.
Sorry, no one else could hear that. Only we could. At the moment as well, as we
Electric
get ready.
shock,
for
4
the next
a.m.
session.
Worth it.
That's where Beth is at the moment, 4 a.m. I go through all that trouble of getting a microphone, and honestly,
I could have told you not to.
I was
I just
expecting
didn't.
you to say hello. But that's a nice surprise as well. Actually, that's very early. It's only,
Very early.
Yeah, it's 7:15. You forget what time it is. Welcome back to everyone who's watching along with us on Sky Sports F1 and everyone who's watching us on Channel 4 as well.
Have you answered the question about the ticketing system?
I have indeed, yes, I did.
Because
earlier on,
you can buy for one day,
That was before.
but you can't
came
buy
in.
for one different session.
No, you can. It's only one day, isn't it, with either grandstand or
You
general
can buy
admission.
for one day or get a discount on the whole weekend.
That's what we're looking at for the Dutch Grand Prix, but with COVID cases rising over there, it's very much going to be a late book. So that'll be interesting. I wonder how Megan will do with...
What?
I'm going to have to teach you the F1 streaming setup as well.
Isn't it just the same as the touring cars?
Yeah, but there's 3 different layers and there's the laptop to consider as well and everything. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
Yeah, but you've got a couple of races to learn that before we go in, if we do get over to the Dutch Grand Prix.
Well, given how fast I seem to pick it up the first time, I think I should be okay.
Yeah, you should be fine. I don't know what... I've just put Norris as a knockout.
There's a little Jazz Verstappen.
Wait, did Russell get through?
There is
Yes,
a little
Megan, well
grey
done.
Ian statue in
yeah,
the
he
garden
did.
I saw earlier.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by Kellyanne.
I think even Kellyanne would say that people get distracted by her.
Actually, Her Majesty at Sandringham has a gold Buddha, doesn't she?
Probably.
Yeah.
I didn't know Kellyanne had a gold Buddha. Did you?
I
And
know
when
she has
you-
a painting.
There's a little...
And to all those people, right?
Oh, there's a little grey Ian statue in the yard I saw earlier. Oh, I see. It's the
I'm
Buddha.
a little Buddha.
To be fair, I can see that. The way you're sat in the chair, you do look a bit like Buddha.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on.
Great.
Megan's now taking off her headset without muting it.
Oh, no,
so
I hope she isn't going to move it because David
it's
will go
heavy.
mad.
She can't move it. It's heavy. You can move it, but it's not that heavy. Less than a minute to go until the green light goes on for qualifying number 3.
I saw that, Beth, as well. I saw him showing you round the garden with the tyres. Now they are on rims. Those
Yes,
tyres are on rims. We just turned them upside down, and David put some pot plants in them, and it looks lovely,
What?
doesn't
You're
it?
meant to just like have normal tyres because do you know what my primary school when I was really young used to give us? Tyres to play with.
Truck tyres, wasn't it? Big,
Yeah,
massive truck
Big
tyres.
truck tyres. No wonder
Is that why
I'm
you
so
always
strong.
came home dirty?
Yeah.
Probably was, to be fair. They never cleaned them.
Some people used to throw them at each other.
I
I
went
don't
to
know
that
what the
school.
hell my primary school were thinking.
I went to that primary school.
I know, but still.
We are
What were
all...
they thinking?
Right, into this session.
Uncle Gary did as well.
Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Vettel, Ricciardo and Norris all through into this session. And we're almost ready then for the green light to go on. And the green light is on, and qualifying 3 for the British Grand Prix sprint qualifying is underway. 12 minutes ahead of us with 10 cars. Pole position for this qualifying will set the pole position for the sprint race tomorrow. Remember, it's the sprint race tomorrow that sets the grid for Sunday's British Grand Prix. Points are on offer tomorrow as well, but we'll go through that all in tomorrow's build-up show of 20 minutes for that as well. And don't forget, you can join us on Sunday with an hour's pre-race show as well. I've got to get working on that as well, as we'll hear mainly from Megan and Dad as well in the pre-build-up before lights out at 3 o'clock British summer time. The car's not eager to head out on the track, which is surprising me. What do you think is going to happen in this session, Dad? Who do you think is going to get pole for the sprint race tomorrow?
It's between Lewis and Max by the look of what I've just seen. But you never know. Sainty might fancy it.
Megan?
Right. I think that it could be... I think maybe Perez.
You're thinking Perez to take pole?
Yeah,
If you're wondering
I like
why
the
Lando...
look of Perez right now.
Sorry, Meg, I shouldn't have interrupted you.
Oh, it's fine with me. Go on.
I do apologise, Megan.
Go on.
Lando was injured fighting off some robbers at Wembley during the Euro final.
Yes, he's bruised.
And he's got bruise into his ribs. So he's done well to be in 10th because in the practice session it wasn't hurting him as much, but you know the stress of all the G-forces from the straps on those ribs
picks up big time.
Yeah, because it's bruising. Really, I think it is. I don't think they're cracked.
Definitely getting a bigger fan in the commentary box tomorrow.
Sticker reds. Sticker reds.
Well, they're the only tyres you can use in this session, aren't they? The
Yeah,
red
I know.
tyres, yeah.
But these are sticker ones.
5 sets you're allowed to use in this qualifying session today ahead of them as well, and there is no mandatory tyre for tomorrow's race.
Dill was surprised at that earlier.
Lewis Hamilton
talking to
saying
us.
not giving a toe to the Red Bulls out there. Wise decision. So he's gone out early.
Dill didn't realise that it's only softs in this qualifying session.
I think this new format is catching everyone by surprise with new little facts that we keep finding out. I mean, they only dropped the regulations for this session
Damon Hill, by
last
the way.
night. Yeah. They only dropped the regulations for this session last night. And the sprint race tomorrow, we're still learning about things going into it. The teams don't even know that much.
Yeah,
They're trying to keep as much
I
back.
thought it was just you could. I thought you could have a change of tyre in the qualifying on the Friday, but apparently it's not. I thought it was the Saturday that you had to stick to the same tyre, all on the same tyre, on the 17 laps.
But no, apparently it is for Q qualifying as well. And I like that
Do you
banner.
think they've thought about it and changed it overnight?
I think they must have, yeah. And just put quick things
Although
saying
you've
that
got
instead of
to
these
put the
tyres.
order in for these tyres about 3 months ago.
Yeah, and they did. Let's have a look. I've got my sheet here as well, which tells me, look, they get 2 sets of the hard tyres C1, 4 sets of the yellow C2 mediums, and they've got 6 sets of the red C3 tyre. They got an extra set of the C3 this morning in the practice
But
session.
they've used 3 sets in this.
But they've
haven't
used. They can use 5 sets in this. They've used 4, so they've only got 2 left, and that's 1 tomorrow, 1 for the race. And presumably, practice 3 tomorrow, they're going to have to use a hard tyre. Practice 3. Practice 2 tomorrow, they're going to have to use a hard tyre. So there's not enough tyres to go around.
It's like doing a. It's like doing a British touring car race where everybody has got 70 kilograms of weight in the passenger seat.
It's equal, but then again, it's so disadvantaged.
Who spun there? Did Mazepin spin and we didn't see?
No, Mazepin so far has had a calm weekend with the new format. No,
Yeah, but
Disappointing.
Jenny
they can't.
can't.
Yeah,
Jenny can't have a drink because she's actually at this at the track.
yeah, she's wearing a headset actually this weekend. She's not holding a microphone. She's got a headset on, and she's outside the commentary box. And BBC, I think, are outside broadcasters this weekend.
Well, I hope her and what's his name?
Jack Nichols and Dario Franchitti. No, not Dario Franchitti. Jenny and Palmer.
And Jolien. I hope they've got the factor 50 on. I'll tell you because it's been nice all day at Silverstone, hasn't it?
It's been nice
Yeah.
here, actually. It's been roasting here in the commentary boxes. Here we go, then. The first times for qualifying is underway. This is usually when we see the pole position decided. However, this will be with a twist. It's not the pole position for Sunday's race. It's for the sprint race. And whoever gets pole in this session also, it doesn't count in the history books as your pole position. Whoever wins the sprint race tomorrow will be credited as the pole position for that race because they start on pole for Sunday's race.
Beth says she needs some 15-inch steelies for her MX-5.
Good Mazdas.
Yeah, but I didn't know she was a hairdresser.
Is it an automatic or manual, that MX-5 as well?
I don't know what.
Because the automatic
It's
Mazda MX-5, yeah.
They used to call the MX-5 the hairdresser's car because all the hairdressers love them.
Minis now, isn't it?
Yeah, they love the minis now.
Yeah, the Countryman minis, all
Becky
the
doesn't
all
have a
flat
Mini.
top minis.
Although
No, she's a Range Rover.
Becky's got one of those big
I think it's a Land Rover.
SVU
Something
W's,
like-
isn't she?
Times on the board then. Perez does a 1:26.844. Sainz goes P2. Hamilton is coming down now.
Vettel goes second.
Yeah, Vettel on 1:27.276. Hamilton's coming into Stowe corner. Fast sector 1. Verstappen is 6/10 faster than his teammate. Tell you what, these Hamilton and Verstappen battles are rising up now. Norris to second on a 1:26.897. And it was changing fast. Bottas 1:26.548. Here comes, who is it then? Is it Hamilton or is it Verstappen? Hamilton goes top on a 1:26.134.
Verstappen second.
He doesn't do it. He's a 10th down. He lost a 10th in the third sector. So it's Hamilton with the home advantage. Top at the moment for sprint race pole. Wow.
How did Vettel get? Vettel's had his time deleted.
Yes. Vettel's had his time deleted. Track limits. Wonder which part of the track he was at. I tell you what, though. Turn 15, Stowe. He's gone off at Stowe. So Vettel's time's deleted at Stowe corner. Russell now on a lap time as we've lost our countdown. There it is. Let's take a look at the driver tracker. Vettel's coming through Maggots and Beckett's now. And where's George Russell? He's on an outlap coming through Brooklands. So slow laps all the way around at the moment then. Let's have
Why is Lando going so slow?
Verstappen saying that the front tyres just won't finish the lap. The car's quick, but it's understeering. And the front wing is pulling too much of the car. So the tyres aren't working, the front wing's not working, the front of the car's understeering.
I'm sorry, am I the only one seeing what's happening to Lando right now?
Where is he at the moment? Lando is boxing. Lando's boxed. Lando's in the pit lane.
Well, that certainly explains why he was going at the pace of a snail.
Yeah, so Lando decides to come into the pit lane.
I hope he hasn't got anything wrong with that McLaren.
Oh, yeah, I do. Actually, that would be awful as well.
Because most of them are just coming in now.
Yeah.
Apart from George, who hasn't set a time.
Well, I think George is looking for an open track. Here he goes.
Yeah, George on a lap time. Across the start-finish line. He's just... where is he, actually? Oh, no, he's coming in... That's into Stowe Corner. So he's coming into Vale.
Past Stowe.
Yeah, so he's coming now into the Vale and then onto the start-finish line. George Russell, actually, still without a point. As I said earlier, his best finish was the 11th at Austria. But in terms of the battle between Norris and Perez, Norris starting 5th, Perez starting 4th in the sprint race tomorrow with points on offer. Only 3 points between them. So if Lando wins tomorrow, he and Perez will go in level on points into the British Grand Prix.
Beth says that her MX-5 is a 5-speed.
So it is manual,
That's a manual, isn't it?
Yeah, manual 5-speed. As here comes...
There's a 6
Russell?
or 7 in a
normal one, isn't it?
a normal automatic gearbox.
So Russell's got clean air ahead of him. This is actually quite good because at this circuit you don't need to tow that much. He's got the Mercedes power at the back as well. So this should be a nice tidy lap for George Russell. Let's see what the first sector time is down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. Across the control line, we wait and... Oh, he's only 3/10 off. What? He's only 3/10 off. This is going to put him P3 at the moment.
Come on, Georgie boy.
The British fans will be willing him on a lot now. Look at that. You can hear the cheers actually over the headphones as well. He is massively getting the push from the British fans.
He was very popular last night on the show.
80,000, 90,000, I'm being corrected, in attendance today. Tomorrow it's 120. Sunday, 140,000 fans.
You should see his Sector 2 time.
We're about to across the board as well. Sector 2 then for George Russell. Onto the hangar straight out of Chapel. Oh, he's only 6/10 off. This will still put him into P3. And he's fastest. Look at that, he's fastest in the first half down the hangar straight. The Williams is the fastest in the speed trap. 199 miles an hour. Wow, Williams want to frame that one as well as they come into Vale. There is George Russell alongside Big Ben, or for in Cars 2 world, Big Bentley. Cross the line then for George Russell. Where's this time going to put him? P7!
P7, not bad. I thought it was going to be better. He lost a bit in the last sector, but what a drive from George on a clear track.
He is quicker than Leclerc. He is quicker than Sainz. Both of the Ferraris.
What?
Have you fallen asleep?
No, my eyes are open.
I tell you what, though.
That doesn't make any difference.
Ferrari having flashbacks to 2 weeks ago where Russell outqualified both Leclerc and Sainz at Austria.
Maybe I could do with a pick-me-up.
Sainz, though, and Leclerc back into Q3 as well as Vettel as well, looking strong. It's Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Russell, Leclerc, Sainz and Vettel at the moment. No time set yet for Vettel as he had it deleted. So it's all changing now. And Beth saying G. Russ at the moment. That's actually quite good, actually, G. Russ on the board.
Just checking there's no rum in that, American.
It'd probably be brandy. Across the board as well.
No
It's
brandy
Diet
left.
Coke.
No brandy left. Your sister's here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
True.
Hamilton,
Definitely.
slow. Is he going to box this lap or is he going to go for another one? He's going to go for another. So Hamilton then will get one more attack lap on these soft compound tyres. Keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. Less than a minute and 8 to go. Let's take a look at the driver tracker. Hamilton floors it. Can he get sprint race pole? And this is actually more crucial, actually, thinking about it. Because he can escape into the distance tomorrow for the 17-lap sprint race.
Do you know, that Mercedes is looking good this weekend?
It is. These updates.
It's gripping the track better.
These updates seems to have worked. New barge boards, new floors as well on board for Hamilton as they exit out of out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. Late on the brake because he's a 10th up.
First sector.
Beautiful sunset conditions, not a cloud in the sky at RAF Silverstone, and it's Sir Lewis Hamilton who's on a charge for sprint race pole position. But it's the young Dutchman of Max Verstappen. Can he be the Flying Dutchman and take it away here at the moment? Hamilton still looking quick as Verstappen approaches sector 1. Is he anywhere near the time? No, he's at 2/10 down. Verstappen 2/10 down. It's Hamilton's to lose. The British fans are waving and are pushing him on for pole as the checkered flag comes out now and concludes the session. 2/10 up, 2.5 up for Hamilton, sector 2.
This isn't an official poll, though. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, and we've got to get the win for tomorrow as well. If Hamilton wins tomorrow, he will have pole 101. Tell you what, though, this will technically also be pole 100 because it's 0.5.
Oh, he lost a bit. He slid.
Is he going to send him into sliding?
He's really,
be fine.
the back end of those tyres.
And across the line, he doesn't improve. Hamilton stays down. He lost a lot
He
of
lost
time.
it, and the rear tyres went in the last sector, didn't they, Meg?
And look at this, Verstappen is only 700ths off the pace. He's closing in. It's Hamilton on top. Bottas 3. Leclerc now staying P9. Sainz goes 8th. Vettel goes to 10th. We'll see what Leclerc's doing. Norris stays P5. But can Max Verstappen find anything back at the line?
He'll have to be in the third sector.
Pushing out a club corner, and it's Hamilton on pole by a close margin, less than a tenth. A quarter, 3/4 of a tenth separate Hamilton and Verstappen, with Perez going fourth. And yeah, Ricciardo 7th, Russell 8th. It is Lewis Hamilton with pole 100.5. Can he complete it tomorrow? He's on pole for Formula One's first ever sprint race here at Silverstone. The fans are back, and they've given him the crucial 1 second advantage.
I wish that this could count in the books.
Absolutely, because that would be a magnificent pole. It's counted in a way. He's on pole for the sprint race. Can he win tomorrow, though? That's the question.
I don't know, because now we're having 2 technical races.
Yeah, 2
There's
qualifying.
definitely the updates that have been brought for the British Grand Prix to that Mercedes have given it more grip.
And let's just have a look then. This is him coming into the Vale chicane. This is when he got oversteer coming through, and then I gave him understeer at the exit. It was just a complete mess.
This is what I saw. His rear tyres were just sliding. He did a virtual handbrake turn through there.
Lewis Hamilton goes fastest in qualifying. He'll start up front for F1 Sprint on Saturday. Verstappen P2 and Bottas is P3. Mercedes are cheering. It's not pole, though. It's weird, this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not officially a poll, but then again it is.
Yeah, they really have mucked the format up here. But it is Lewis Hamilton on pole for the sprint race.
Because they've done exactly the same work as they do normally.
What
Yeah.
does Accelerate 25 mean?
I don't know. I think that's 25%, 2025. Something about the global neutral as well.
What is it about
They
the
should do
British
it-
drivers today and shouting?
I know, they're all screaming in our earphones.
What about? Don't you think it should be like in the other race in the Formula 2 and Formula 3, where you qualify on the Friday, and then that's where you qualify to race on the Sunday,
Yeah,
and that on the Saturday
it's a free-for-all.
it's
yeah.
a free for all.
I think that would work better if we used the time to practice
Yeah.
1 for the sprint race pole, and then sprint race gives you...
What they actually
The thing,
do in
yeah.
F2 and F3 is they reverse the first 12, and so
Yeah,
this lot would be 12th, 11th,
yeah.
and 10th.
And that would put Gasly on pole with Alonso on the front row,
Yeah.
starting P2. That's actually not a bad idea. I would have liked that idea. It would have given it a bit more interest. And the proper race for pole. Well, this is the first F1 sprint race we'll have tomorrow. And if it doesn't work, they'll fine-tune it at the other 2 events it's being run at this year. 3 in total. And Hamilton missed the British fans so much. Only 75% capacity in today. Tomorrow it's at 100 once again. And the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen, 0.075.
We did Goodwood last weekend in this country, and
sound
we
is
had a massive crowd there,
Shield. Yeah.
and hopefully they're safe. Lewis said this morning that he sent a tweet out saying, "Lovely to see the fans back and things like that, but please stay safe. Keep your masks
yeah.
up."
And socially distanced as well. I can definitely echo that. Let's take a quick look then.
Of course, this lot are in a bubble with him, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Beth saying, driver of the day, pole, not pole, pole bracket not pole, but yeah, pole.
Yes, but no, but yes, but no, but.
Hang on. Computer says no.
Am I bothered?
Yeah, am I bothered? No, that's a poll in my book.
Do you know, quite a few photos on my phone I've just taken
See
up
you
with
tomorrow.
Beth
She's
remarks.
going to bed.
Beth,
Good night, Beth.
Beth, you are a die-hard Formula One fan, and you're a die-hard fan to me as well. Thank you for joining us. You can go to bed now,
Have a
Beth.
nice night's sleep this Saturday morning in Australia.
Beth, you are simply amazing to stay up at, what is it now, 4 a.m. nearly?
Whereas Megan's got her wine to finish.
Yeah, and her sister's here as well, so I'll probably get no sense out of her for the rest of the night.
Nope. It's white wine.
And Lewis Hamilton breaks the brand new cap in as well, breaks off the tag, and he's going to throw some into the crowd, is he? That'll be nice. As Verstappen there at the moment looking on. So it is Lewis Hamilton on pole position for F1 Sprint tomorrow. You looking forward to it now? F1 Sprint, 17 laps ahead of us. One tyre, no pit stops, a proper sprint race. I'm actually quite excited.
Kind of. And what's taking Lewis so long to take his helmet off?
I'm not sure. Dad?
Lewis has got a special helmet for this weekend, so he's probably letting the cameras see it.
David Coulthard's ran down for the Channel 4 commentary box, which is just there.
DC doesn't run anywhere nowadays.
Is he wearing his white jeans? I can't remember today. I'll be
No, he
wearing.
hops.
I'll be wearing my my white trousers on Sunday.
Mark Ronson's going to have to do redo the song Valerie to Valtteri. Valtteri.
Can we have Lewis Hamilton then? As what do we call this Friday poll then?
I like that song as well.
Lewis Hamilton. I know.
Valerie, yeah, I like.
I've
Valerie.
worked it out. If you'd allow me.
It's 10
Okay.
years since we lost her.
I've worked out actually. Okay, Lewis, take it slow now. Remember, it's a sprint, not a marathon.
Uh-oh.
Reversing the words from Azerbaijan. Why? Because no one ever has, and it's annoying.
He's done it now.
Right, we're going to go off air before giving you the results. This is how the grid looks then for the first ever F1 Sprint tomorrow.
Megan needs the clean air car.
He's got loads of sand in it, Megan. So,
Cement, actually.
oh, okay, sorry. It's pole position for Lewis Hamilton in tomorrow's F1 Sprint. Alongside him on the front row will be Max Verstappen, followed by Bottas, Leclerc, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Russell, Sainz and Vettel. Then it's Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Tsunoda, Raikkonen, Latifi, Schumacher and Mazepin. Reminder for you all as well as we'll move away. It's Lewis Hamilton taking pole position for F1 Sprint. As we return now to the forum page, you can see Beth's gone to bed with the graphic there as well. And
Right.
I'll ask you guys one last prediction between you. F1 Sprint tomorrow. Who is going to be the winner? Who's going to surprise us?
I think he'll be Lewis again in front of his home crowd, but I think this will motivate Max to actually win that sprint race.
I'm actually going to say it's going to be either Lewis or Max.
F1 Sprint comes up tomorrow. We're on air 11:45 British Summer Time for the second practice session. It'd be weird to go to a practice after having a qualifying. Haven't done that since 2005 when we had warm-ups. But we'll be on air 11:45 for practice 2. And then the first ever sprint qualifying. We're underway at 4:10 with all the build-up for you as well to give you the precise information about what's going to happen. And also, don't forget, at 1:20 British Summer Time, we'll have W Series of the first race of the weekend here. And Megan, the commentator, I'll be alongside her in the box for the W Series. Thanks for your company. So, qualifying on a Friday for the first time since Japan 2003. It was Rubens Barrichello on pole position that day. 18 years later, we've had another close one. The gap that day in 2003, less than a second. The gap today, less than a second. Thanks for your company. Lewis Hamilton on pole for F1 Sprint. See you
Megan?
tomorrow.